anxious, and high strung, in that case, your nervous system may need a reset. I am going to go through 6 ways to reset your nervous system simply and easily without needing to do some sort of whole life overhaul. So let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome. I turn self-growth ideas into practical systems and tips that you can actually use to stay organized, build better habits, and improve your mindset. With a background in psychology and project management, this channel is all about sustainable progress without hustle culture and with room for creativity and fun. So, let's get into it. So, if you've been feeling high strung, we are going to go through 6 ways right now, and I'm going to give you practical examples and anecdotes for the 6 ways to reset your nervous system. So number 1 is to build predictable rhythms. So for example, I know that it sounds kind of strange, but when I started drinking coffee at the exact same time every morning, I actually felt way more regulated. I felt like my body was just like viscerally like more on schedule with in terms of like sleep patterns and just like my energy levels and everything like that. So I think there is something to be said for the fact that your body does have a clock, and if you can build like predictable rhythms and routines for your body, it actually can just make you feel more at ease in a weird way. So whether that's like waking up at the same time or going to bed at the same time, things like coffee, or when you maybe have like your first meal of the day, I do think that it is like sort of an underrated trick to sort of get yourself on some sort of like routine that I think your body subconsciously sort of like gets into the groove on. So yeah, maybe a little bit weird, but I do think totally worth a try if that's not something that you have done before. Number 2 is to prioritize deep rest, not just sleep. So Andrew Huberman talks about this a lot as well. So there are activities that you can do that aren't simply sleep. So that might be meditation, that might be like relaxing or like manifesting, daydreaming. Even I'm going to take a step away now from the types of topics that Huberman talks about, but even if it is maybe listening to a podcast or something like that, there are different types of activities that are more restful maybe than others. I mean, obviously, I think we can kind of all understand that intuitively. Like, obviously, there is a spectrum there. So running around or like playing video games or something is obviously more taxing than, these more restful activities. So if you can try to work more of those into your day or your week, I think that you will actually notice the difference just from like a cognitive reserve standpoint. Number 3 is to regulate through the body first. There is definitely something to be said about movement and about physical activity, something I'm actually really passionate about. I also have an educational background in this. I think that exercise, but even like low intensity exercise, like going on a walk every day, not only is it amazing for your body, but it is so good for your mental health. Like there is a mind-body connection. I think, like, again, it's something that intuitively we do all know and feel, but it's about fostering and nurturing that mind-body connection, and you can really regulate your thoughts and your emotions and your nervous system through the body. I'm just going to jump back for 1 second. For example, every night I do 15 minutes of, like, primal movement and stretching. That has been so good for me. Like I can feel in my mind and body how good it is for me. So throwing that out there as sort of like a mini routine that I have started to do that has really helped me with number 3 here, regulate through the body first. Number 4 is to reduce low-grade stressors. So obviously we all have like big stressors that, sometimes you just kind of need to deal with, like family stressors, work, all those sorts of things. But then I really think you should try to look at your day and look at what's stressing you out and how can you cut and eradicate those low-grade stressors. Like that can be something as simple as maybe you are going into social situations where you feel like you really need to socialize and not being aware of like your social battery, like little things like that make you drained that you can be more mindful about. Like take yourself out before your social battery is completely dead and you need like hours to recharge. So little things like that. Or maybe you have an acquaintance that, just is sort of putting negative energy into your day and you notice you're drained every time that you have to work or interact with them. If that is somebody that you can, for lack of a better term, cut out of your life, then maybe you should go ahead and do that. So it's about thinking about those kind of low-hanging fruit stressors that you are able to potentially cut from your life. Number 5 is to do meaningful, absorbing things. So these are things that put you like into flow state, things that you love, things that you're passionate about, things that you are creative in. And I think that actually it's something that I've been thinking about personally. Like, there are some activities that are just like built into my life that they don't feel very fulfilling to me, and that is taxing. So I think it's really about thinking, what can you do that you really have fun in, like that you're creating, that you enjoy. So like that could be a hobby like art or something. It could be like doing maybe more reading. Think back to your childhood and what you like enjoyed doing, what you would do on your time off. Is there something from your past that you could maybe reintroduce into your adult life that you find fulfilling? And number 6 is to eat and move in a way that stabilizes your blood sugar. So, for example, science has shown that it's really healthy for your blood sugar and glycemic index to go on a short walk. Like sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I don't actually know the specific amount from this, but just like a 10-15 minute walk after you eat dinner, for example. So eat and move in a way that stabilizes your blood sugar. And this also means like eating foods that are good for you and being mindful of things that might spike your blood sugar. You will find that your energy is just so much more consistent and that you are not going through these like highs and lows that are dysregulating your nervous system, and thereby also your just overall functioning. So yeah, anyway, I hope that this helped. 6 ways to reset your nervous system. I have done all of these and actively try to incorporate this into my life and have found it to be really helpful for myself. And I hope that it can be helpful for you as well.